Okay, hey guys, should be live online. Welcome to the webinar, guys. We're still doing this. I get emails and things saying, "Hey, we're still doing the crypto thing. We're still doing a crypto webinar. We're still doing our little check-in and our little pep talk, and keep us G'd up. Even though sometimes we feel like giving up, or we're just thinking, shake our heads and go, man, what what are we doing this for? But you just got to keep moving forward. Hey Garth, how you going, buddy?
Hey mate, how you doing? Hey everyone. Yeah, wow, we were just having a conversation beforehand about that book that you were talking about, and I just actually thank you to I'm not sure who there was a what was it in Slack. If you want to find out about that book, just go into the Slack and someone's posted some information there about it. So if you want to maybe have a look at the audio of it, I'm listening to that audio now, and we were just discussing that before. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you talked too much about that book before, but it is very challenging and interesting and stuff like that. So that was cool. So yeah, can't wait to get through the rest of that. What else has been going on? Oh, crypto. I have this whole thing about crypto right now. I feel like
You reckon it's coming back?
I feel like a new season. Like
So do I.
It feels different.
Yeah.
Do you? And I'm not just
something's there. You know what I mean?
Can
you feel something's happening?
Yeah, I can. And the reason why I feel that is because it's been dead for so long, dying. And then last week and the week after, probably the last 2 weeks, I've been like going, oh, that's interesting. And just I've been I don't know exactly what it is, but it's bottomed out, right? It's been bottomed out for some time. And all the it's like all the things that have happened, like all the criminals, all the people that did fraud, all the people that failed, they're like just dying off. And I saw that thing that you posted. I don't know what it was you posted, but I commented on it before. And it was like the Ozcoin, the ATMs here in Australia. That guy is allegedly importing drugs and possibly going to jail. I don't know what's going to happen with the network for his ATMs, but it blows. Like this stuff, all these criminals, right? They're getting weeded out.
Yeah,
these criminals are getting weeded out. These projects that have taken so long are coming online. Even some big ones. I saw something else recently, and I thought, wow, that's another project that's looks like it's nearly ready or whatever. And they're just quietly going along. And the market, I feel like, I saw something today. The market, they were looking at the charts and they're talking about the volume, right? And no one talks about this much, but volume is like an indicator of the market coming back. And if you remember, like the volume when we went into December was off the charts, right? The volume was crazy. And then what happened was the volume just slowly went downhill after that. And the reason because people were losing money, they were getting out, until right now it's like flatlined. But in the last couple of months, there's actually been this steady incline across the market for volume, and you've only got to look at the charts to see it. But it takes like 3 months, and you're now seeing this consistent buying volume and perhaps more interest in the market. And yeah, I feel like things have changed. What do you feel like?
Yeah, I think that it's like I'm just looking now on the business biggest gainers, and things these. If you go to crypto market cap, hang on a second.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you post the Google link for everyone else?
Yeah, it should be in the Slack.
In Slack, sweet. Thanks, man.
Yeah, if you go to biggest gainers, some of the look at this green, 13, 14.
Wow.
They've been this for a long time, but some of these projects like Engine Coin, that's a pretty good project.
Token Pay,
yeah, so they're all coming back. I think MetaHash is launching their mainnet or something very soon. So all these that are still there. There's Sealy. I think what's your name would be happy about that one. Um, so all these projects are still they're coming around. I know there's some games recently. I think Cat posted some games about Bread. So they're all there. They're still there. Bread and Tether and all them. They're just sort of brewing in the background. So yeah, I feel that it's gonna. I can just feel that there's something coming, and it's just a matter of time until Bitcoin it went to $1,000 and then it dropped back down to $250. Now, who would have thought if you were back then you were going, oh, Bitcoin's going back up, and then now it's dropped back to $250. As an investor, you would have thought, and this is like several years ago, it's not worth anything. It's never going to go anywhere. Who would have thought it would have gone to 20,000? You never would have thought that back then, obviously, in hindsight.
Yeah.
But now you look at it now, Bitcoin's 4,000. And, we might be having this conversation in 2 or 3 years that, it could be 100,000. It's not in 2 or 3 years. I think it's easily can get to 100,000, which leads me to this book, right? And I actually made this book. I actually read this book, and look, this is a big call, right? I've read a lot of books, but this book is like I wouldn't say it's better than Rich Dad Poor Dad. I think Rich Dad Poor Dad is the one that everyone reads, that gets into entrepreneurship, that gives you the base, But this book here, it's so practical, and it is frustrating because I wish this book actually came out in 2004, and I wish I would have read it then because I would have put my automatic payments. And now you read it and you just go, and at the end of it, this is the thing that really, really pisses you off. At the end of it, there's this section of testimonials, right? And he reads the testimonial. You can read the testimonials of people, automatic millionaire success stories. So this will really shit you off. And you read the testimonials of people that have changed their lives because all they did was, so this is the gist of it. You set at a payment on automatic, so it comes out either pre-tax or after-tax dollars, so you don't miss it. And if you take out $5 a day with a 10% gain in some sort of mutual funds or high interest bank or something safe, he talks about robo-advisors now, which is just basically a whole bunch of investments that is handled by there's a number of really good websites out there that do it, and they invest in like 3,000 stocks for you, and then they give you a percentage. This is what Warren Buffett talks about: going in, investing in thousands of stocks, not just one. Spread your risk, and then that's what he talks about: $5 a day at 10% per year. After 40 years, you'll have about 950,000. If you take out $10 a day, you'll have a couple of $1 million by the time you retire, which is beyond us now because we're in our 40s. But here's the kicker, right? The kicker is this: as he goes through the later chapters, you've got to put it on autopilot. That's the key to it. If you don't put it on autopilot, you're literally screwed because your pay comes out on autopilot. You pay your bills. He talks about different accounts. You take out your money for your dream account. You take out money for an emergency account, and you take out money for charity and donations. So you got all these accounts that money just trickles out, and you don't spend it on crap that you normally spend it on. But after 2 months, you're not gonna miss it anyway. And all of a sudden, this money's just coming out. And then all of a sudden you look at it, it builds up and compounds over years, and it's all done automatically for you. There's nothing to do, and then you forget about it, and then you hopefully look back in 20 or 30 years and go, oh, I got $1 million to make, and so many people have done it, and that's the gist of it. It is frustrating because I wish I would have read this.
Yeah, I think like I talked to you before, I think the automatic part is the kicker. Like when I did something similar to it before, I didn't do it automatic. It was manual. I didn't have it set up auto. So I think that's definitely a key thing because most people are on wages and they have their tax taken out, by the government before they even get their wages. So, it's the same kind of principle as that.
You know what? Here's the thing. You know what? The government isn't stupid, because what they do is when every person gets taxed, what happens? Like when we get when we get our wage, what happens?
Well, we get it minus the tax.
Exactly. So what is the government doing? They're paying themselves first. Exactly.
Yeah, because if they didn't, if they gave us all the money,
we wouldn't
we wouldn't pay them.
You wouldn't pay them.
That's right. Or if you're on like self-employed or whatever, you get to the end of the year, you owe a tax bill, can't pay it, and then you owe the money to the government. Then they got to fight you to get it, and you pay interest. So that is, that's exactly right.
The government makes they get their share first, and then you get the rest. So what he's saying is, you pay yourself first. And I know it's obvious, and I know that I've known this for such a long time, but I never did it. And I did it for my super because I had a book account keeper to do it for me when I was running my offline company, and that was done automatically for me because she did it. But even though I did it for months, stagnant months, it wasn't consistent because, it's just, oh no, another chore I've got to do, that I've got to send some money to another account. And sometimes you miss it. And if you don't have money there, you're going to go, well, that can wait till next month. And that's what happens. So you do it for a couple of months, get demotivated, forget about it, and then get back to the other stuff and you forget about it. And then months, years pass. So that's what he says. Do the automatic thing. So I just thought that was just it's so obvious, but really, really good reading. And I've implemented it straight away. He talks about implementing it, or else you're screwed.
Well, I'm going to listen to the rest of this and go through it, and just see if I can put it back into, implement it again. It's just one of those things that it's simple, but
it's so simple too.
I think the biggest thing about it, which I don't know if he talks about it, I think it's also the mindset of it, because once, as we know, like Grant Cardone, he talks about 30, 40%, 50% of your income, like putting it away, right? Investing it. And actually he talks about saving it, getting into a lump sum, and then putting it into real estate, right? But to get to that, you've got to make the money, and then you've got to put a percentage at a side and live off the rest. And you've got to do that for some time. And if you get good at it when you have no money, maybe you get lucky, maybe a business takes off, maybe you get onto a good trend, who knows what, maybe circumstances, and you increase your income. And if you can then increase your percentage without really increasing maybe your expenditure, because I did understand that when he said when you earn 100,000 and then you'll spend 100,000, and that's easy to do if you're not taking that money out. So I think that helps. So once you get into that habit, once you start earning more money, and potentially when a business goes well for you, or something goes well, and you get a break or something, the things line up, then you've got that mindset that you're already doing, and then you're going to take advantage of that time when this income come in, and it will accelerate how much you can put away. So because
it is. You're right.
Yeah. If you don't have that mindset, it'd be like winning the lotto and then you not saving it. You just spend it, and then you got none left. So
it is because think about it this way. Once you start doing it, you're not going to miss it because you never saw it in the first place. It was just digits, right? It's automatically getting transferred to your super or a separate savings account. But the thing is, when I read those testimonials, those ladies were saying, I can't believe it. I've saved, $30,000. I've got out of credit card debt. I've got this. And they could never do it before. But most importantly, they just feel empowered because now they're actually in control of their finances, getting out of debt, paying all the credit card. And then in depth, he talks about giving the score of the credit card, and then paying the most, one of the highest interest first, and then you work your way down. And then once you pay all your credit cards, you cut them up, right? This is what he talks about. So it goes more in depth, but But what it left these people with the testimonials that they were empowered. They go, okay, now that I've got rid of my debt, following this automatic millionaire thing, now that I've actually got money, I don't have a lot, but I paid all my credit card debt and I'm building up. But I know that when I reach 60, and some of these women were, in their late 30s, late 40s, I know that when I'm reached 60 or 65, when I'm ready ready to retire, and I know that I'll probably be working 2 jobs or a job, I know that like nothing's going to change. But I know that at the end, when I'm 60 or 65, I'm going to have like maybe a couple of $100,000 or 500,000 or nearly, $500,000 or $1 million waiting there. And what it gives them to mentally is like, oh my God, I'm set. I'm set myself up for life to have a nest egg there that's going to give me a huge amount of money at the end when everything's said and done and I retire. And I don't have to stress about it less. So it's less stress. And it's like, you know what? Now, then what they do is then they start to increase. So he says start at 4% and then go to, like, you don't have to start at massive amounts, but you have to start, right? Start at 4%. And then whatever your situation is, if you start to get, you lose your job order, you got the 10%, you lose your job, but then drop it back down to 4%, and then when you get money again, like Grant Cardone says, then boost it up to 15%. But then, put it away and you get used to it. You get used to, because at the end of the day, you're thinking, what these women are thinking is, oh my God, I've literally set myself up for life and I'm going to have all this money. So they feel like really, really happy, and they can't wait to actually save more money, and they end up saving more money because they when they were going to spend stuff, they realize, oh, hang on a second, they, at the back of their mind, they got that end goal, you know what I mean? So they're not stressed. Yeah. So no, that's pretty much my week. There's nothing really else to say.
Well, I mean, that's pretty good about the book. I can't remember what I tell you last week. Did I tell you I was trying to find some boxes and stuff like that? Did I say that I found them? I can't.
No.
Oh yeah, I found.
I don't think you did. I'm not sure. You were looking for some though.
Yeah, I found one place. Whoops. Try that again. So there's just a box, just a timber box like that.
Oh,
but I found them. Can you believe it? Yeah, this one happens to be a timber. There's other boxes that are cardboard, right, which I've looked at. But this is a timber box. And you know Kmart out here, Kmart? Yeah. They sell them at Kmart. But obviously, when they run out at Kmart, then you can't get them. So, but I got 3 of these boxes. They sell them for $9.
Oh right? My God, that's a lot.
Anyway, I know. But I can get similar boxes for half the price at a wholesale. So that's all they are. So something simple like that. But I wanted something sort of a gift boxy type thing as a gift. So I can put the product in it. And make it look great in the photos and stuff like that. So yeah, I was just testing that out. And I'm waiting maybe next week. I already got some product to put in the box, but I want to get some different elements. So I'm going to order those, and hopefully next week I'll have those and I'll be able to put them in the box as well. So once I get a package, then I can get all my photos taken and then attempt to sell it.
Okay,
I think,
cool.
Yeah. So it's the I want it to, how like on Etsy, the photos I take on Etsy where the product looks beautiful, unlike Amazon. Amazon's just a product with a white background, like that's how they're all made. Whereas on Etsy, you can have a beautiful type image. So I want to, because I'm not on Amazon, I'm on my own site. I can make it like an Etsy type thing to make it like really appealing. So I suppose I don't know if that's maybe an advantage over, not many advantages over Amazon, but that's the only thing you can sort of do. You can actually make the photos any way you want. You can put, extra photos and video if you want to. whereas there is some limits when it comes to Amazon. So yeah, so that's cool. So I'm getting there. It's very slow. It just takes. I think everything takes time. Really,
Yeah.
if you don't have like you may not have all the funds, and it just takes time to get. And it doesn't matter whether you're just starting out or whether you're making $1 million a year. Even when you're doing $1 million a year or more, you still need funds to buy more product, and it might be tied up. So you might have to go to the bank and get money to do it. I've heard a lot of people do that with Amazon and stuff. So it doesn't really matter. Like you've just got to try and make it work with what you've got, sort of be resourceful. So working on that. What else have I been doing? Just working on websites, like doing a lot more with the WordPress websites. And surprisingly, like I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, I'm actually pleasantly surprised about what you can do now versus what we could do even in the last 12 months. Some of this stuff has not existed until the last in the last few months. So that's been pretty amazing. And so I suppose it's like anything, it's the technology, and things keep getting better and better over time. So that's pretty cool. I think that was all I wanted to check. I think that was the main thing. There wasn't too much happening. I did check out that fulfillment place you talked about, the one China fulfillment, sendfromchina.com. I checked that out. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, there's another one, philman.com.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Fulfillment.
that was the one I've been looking into.
Yeah,
Fulfillment, I think it's called.
fulfillment. Yeah, that one looks pretty
Yeah,
good as well.
I have had trouble. I've been trying to Skype the guys over there, but the only thing they know how to say is basically how many orders you got, and here's how much it's going to cost you. Like I can't even get any of my questions answered.
Chinese.
It's just me. I mean, maybe someone else will be able to do it, but I have every time I ask a question, and they come back with the same answer: how many orders you got, and then here's the pricing page. Basically, they want to get paid before I can get my answers. And I mean, maybe they're crushing it, but I'm like, I need my questions answered, and I don't have many, but I just need them answered before I'm going to start spending money with them, because they're not the only one. Like there is a squillion places in China I can
Oh,
get this
mate,
stuff done.
absolutely.
So if they're not going to talk to me and like talk like have proficient English, then I'm like, hey, I'm not dealing with you. I mean, that could be big. I don't know. Maybe that's not the way to handle it, but how can I start this relationship if it's so difficult to communicate with them? Like surely there would be other ones that would want my business and would be willing to at least give me answers before I even transferred money to them. So anyway, so I'll see how I go with that. I might go with the other one. There is another one I can contact as well. There's literally heaps of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even found one for Australia today called Fulfillo. So it's actually, I'll just I'll open it up in a browser. I'll try that again. Just give me a second.
Yeah, that fulfillment, that fulfillment, that does product photos as well.
Yeah, they do. They do everything. Like they are pretty good
But I
in
mean,
what
if you
they're
can't
doing.
communicate, that's going to be an issue.
Yeah. So I mean, they might be busy. I'll just give me 2 seconds. All right, I'll just load up this page. I'll just quickly share my screen so you can see this one I found here. This is for Australia that I came across today. And what's interesting is this one's called like Fulfillo, Fulfilio. Anyway, they got a lot of existing customers, well-named brands here. These Australia Post, same day fulfillment, customized packaging, 50 cents per item, pick, pack, whatever. and they got warehouses. Basically, you send them your stock. They package them up and start sending them out. They connect with Shopify, eBay, WooCommerce, Shopify Plus, OpenCart, all the major carts they integrate with. They've got locations in Sydney, Perth, Melbourne, and Brisbane. The only thing they don't, you've got to get a quote with them. And they, on the quote page, they do talk about 400 orders per month. So I suspect that maybe they are 50 cents per item, but you'll need to be doing 400 orders a month before they'll even maybe talk to you. I don't know that, but it does say when you get a quote, it does mention about 400 orders. So that could be a minimum or something like that. But it was, yeah, they do, it says as prices as low as $5.74 to pick, pack, and deliver a 500 gram parcel. Now, okay, that's pretty amazing because
How much is it?
They say, I mean, I don't know exactly how you get this pricing, but it's $5.74 Australian to pick and pack and deliver a 500 gram parcel. Now, to put that in perspective, my 500 gram parcel rate, roughly, like using Sendle, is $7.95, and that's for me just to send out the package. Whereas this is actually the delivery plus pick and pack for $5.74. So
that's pretty good.
This is obviously saving a lot of money, and they're doing the fulfillment. But I suspect that you would have to have volume. I think, you know, they it could be 400 orders a month. You know, which is not like, I don't know, like 400 orders a month. Like once you start getting things happening, it happens. What's that? So 400 divided by 30 days. That's 13 orders, a day, sort of thing. So if you're at the 10 to 20 orders per day, this is like a fulfillment partner, especially for our 500 gram parcels. This is something, and also they've got, warehouse locations in most of the major cities. So yeah, I thought I'd share that one.
Interesting, that one.
Yeah, so I don't know too much about it, but it is interesting, and they do eBay fulfillment. Doesn't mention Amazon, but I don't know. I don't know if they're going to branch out into that or not. So maybe it's not like, maybe they don't offer any services for Amazon, but it's just an alternative for like a 3PL or eBay sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
So maybe later on, if I get my local orders quite high, it might be the way to go to save money and get someone else to do the work. Because even if you could do 20 orders a day, it does take time to do that, whether you do it yourself or you get someone else to do it. But more importantly, like, you could be saving $2 to $3 per parcel per day. So 20 orders times $3, there's $60 you could be losing a day, plus your own time in doing it. It might take an hour to do just fulfill the orders, or more. And so it could be worth $100 a day profit to switch to something like this. So it adds up when you got volume.
Yeah, it's really competitive pricing. I mean, yeah, if you're doing volume, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's no question. But if you're doing like 5 parcels a day, not worth it. I mean, plus you wouldn't be able to use them.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at their team. They look pretty. They got a pretty big team, man, and they got they got quite a few staff, man. They got 100 staff.
Yeah, I haven't actually read that yet. Well, there you go, 100 staff. So it looks like they're a pretty big platform. So yeah, but at this stage I can't see anything with Amazon FBA, so it may not help you, but it's just another option there for anyone else interested in it. So yeah,
that's interesting. Cool. I'll look into that one. That might be good for if you're an established brand and you build your brand up through Shopify or something, you could use them as
or even eBay. Yeah.
Yeah, eBay. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it, mate. There's not much else. Yeah, I'm basically just a waiting game. It's like that with anything. It's just that's what it
Yeah.
is. Um, but yeah, unless you want to anything else you want to add, mate,
Mm,
we'll just call
no,
it a
I
day.
think that was about it. It was mainly mainly slowly getting there with sourcing my product together, and then just I've been educating myself more about like WordPress, and I've discovered that the reason why it's so sexy, you know how everything on YouTube they promote, you know, like platforms. They promote Shopify and Builderall, and they promote ClickFunnels and all that stuff. And honestly, it really is simple. Those are affiliate programs. It's literally that simple. They get promoted because they're affiliate programs and they're SaaS. They're reoccurring. So there's so much money, and they get when you look, if you type in WooCommerce, drop shipping, or anything like that, right, or funnels for WooCommerce, there's zero. It's just nothing at all, right? Nobody's talking about it because how are you going to make money out of it, right? Like, there's no WooCommerce is free. Maybe for some of the plugins you can make, most of the stuff is free.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's actually what it is learning the skills to do it versus using a SaaS platform. But what I've realized is that those platforms not like there'll be a small percentage that do extremely well, but the rest will struggle and they'll pay their $100, $300 a month.
Yeah,
But whereas WordPress is barely any cost, it's just your hosting cost. So and I really found that there's hardly anything I can't do now with WordPress. And before I was totally against WordPress. I was like, it was the worst. But it was mainly to do with the checkout experience. And since I've come across a few new plugins, the checkout experience is so incredible now. And I just can't wait to start putting traffic and offers through there, because I've seen what ClickFunnels can do and the funnels that you can create and basically make money with, with ClickFunnels. Essentially, you're having less cost involved. And so, yeah, I'm excited about doing that. And I'm very confident I'm going to do well with that. So it's just a matter of getting those pieces together and go from there. So it's just like you waiting for your stock to arrive and to get into the warehouses and then go from there.
yeah. I'm still
Cool.
pretty keen on drop shipping. Like I want to. When I was I know Johnny FD. He does like he what he does is he's got a program that they all invest into one drop shipping business, and they all might put like $500 or $1,000, and he might get 8 or 10 investors. Then they
Yeah.
then they go out and then they build a drop shipping website, and they get it profitable, and then he basically he's got his cart plus the other investors, and they flip it. So that's what he's doing now. He's flipping drop shipping websites, because there's a big emphasis on drop shipping, especially in Chiang Mai and at that nomad thing. And I think watching Gabriel's videos, he basically says basically it's come now to branding and having like a really good website, just either one like a product line or one product website, or just gone are the days where you have a website, a general website with all of Alibaba's products,
Yeah.
AliExpress. That doesn't work anymore. You need to be branded to either one lead product or a couple of other supplementary products, but in a branded line. And
Yeah.
these gurus are pushing like millions of dollars in Facebook ads because, like you said, they've got a funnel specifically to sell one product, and
Yeah.
they just push all the traffic to their Shopify, which they all use in Shopify. But now you can do it with WordPress. That's what
Yeah.
these guys are doing. So I still think drop shipping great, but you got to get the right you got to get the right product and then build
Yeah.
a business around it, and then you got to commit to uh, having that product. You got to you got this all of these other things, like there's the template, and then there's the pictures and the branding, and then the website
Yeah.
name. There's so many things involved in it, and you think, is this product going to take off or not? You know, so it's kind of
you're definitely going to have a product that's selling. But when you've got something like Amazon, it's taking care of the traffic, and that's half the equation. But once you're drop shipping or selling on your own site, you've got to be responsible for the traffic, which is like just a massive thing. So it's obviously more, and it's harder. You can have a great product, but if you don't know how to get traffic there, it's not going to work. But what even when I in the past, when I look back at some of my campaigns, even when I failed, you can spend money and you can actually get sales, and let's say it costs X amount of dollars to get someone to your site. What people think it doesn't work, it might cost $20 or $30 to get one new customer to come to your site and pay you some money. You might not be breaking even, you might be losing money because you're paying more in advertising. And that's only because you're not selling them more products on the back end. Maybe you don't have a funnel. But the guys that are really crushing it, they're getting people to come through the front door, and they're selling multiple products in a funnel, or in the back end, maybe Shopify, they're making that average order higher. Maybe they're getting on recurring monthly income with them. But they're doing that, and that's how they're succeeding. Because a lot of people with this, like what you talk about with the general, they will sell a product that will sell for 4 weeks, and they'll make a lot of money out of it. But then they've got to come up with a new product and get on another trend. And that's the problem with like a general store. So yeah, but it is very exciting, and I can't wait to get into the selling part of it rather than it's been challenging with the sourcing, but I can't wait till we get to some sales, and then, let people know that, hey, there you go. So these are some of the results we've got at the moment. We don't have the results, but it was no different to when you're doing the ICOs. You got started, you learned, then once you got in it and you started getting results, then people were like, oh wow, you can get results. They just need to believe that it's possible, and a lot of people don't believe it's possible.
Yeah, and it's not what these guys on YouTube pitch. They say it's easy, knock up a website, Shopify, then under their link, and then get these apps, and do the same thing. Go to AliExpress.
Copy
That does not work anymore. So I know this, but the thing is, there's people out there on YouTube that are genuine, are killing it, like, making $100,000 a week, some $100,000, a day, these big guys, so they're making money with drop shipping. It's just getting there's a lot of pieces that have to come together, and all your ducks have to line up. But when they line up, it's magic, but it's hard to get them all to line up. But, it just takes experience. So other than that, mate, good to see you again. And, if you've got anything else to add, mate, we'll just call it a show.
Yeah, we'll finish up. Yeah, we'll finish up, and we'll catch up next week, and we'll see what's happening then.
All right, buddy.
All right.
See you later, Lorraine, and we'll catch you later next week.
Yeah, will do.
Catch up.
Okay, mate. Bye.